Ois Gimel. Ato novoi le'inyan mashakosu bezoyhar. Now we'll come to the idea that it says in the Zohar, quoted earlier, the Yisrael u'malochim mekachile le'elo v'tato kulo kichodo, that the Jewish people and the angels sanctify him above and below altogether, kulo kichodo. The hine b'derech klal ha'haloas man shel neshamas Yisrael the ha'alah, generally speaking, when we talk about the bringing up the mayim nukvim, the sarusa delatata, the feminine water shall neshamas Yisrael of neshamas Yisrael as they are dressed up below in a body. Nikra, that is called Halos man b'bchinas chitzonius, that is called a halos man only in an external way. When you measure it legabe halos man the malochim she'enom begufes gashmim, relative to the halo, to the elevation of the mayim nukvim of the angels, which are not in physical bodies. So the yids, the neshamas Yisrael, being dressed up in a body, their halor is only considered in a way of chitzonius, relative to the haloas man who are not begashmis. And because they are, the malochim, are more bipnimis, therefore, mislahavim berish be'esha avo bipnimis. And that's why they fire up with a sparkling fire of love in an inner way. V'chein b'yira, and the same b'yira is also zois the chel kisei. They are trembling from the chel of the kisei. V'lochein haloas man the malochim nikra haloas man de pnimis. And that's why when they have the haloas man of the malochim, that is called of an inner haloas man. Because over there, it's a much more powerful level of haloas man, because it brings about the level of that fiery level of love of zois mechil kisei. Bezo achiluk zois mechil kisei, meaning they sweat from the arm of the kisei, meaning it's a higher level of fire, of excitement, of sweat from the level of their halo, and that's why it's halo pnimis. And this is the difference shabein hakadusha she Yisrael mekachin lamato ubein halo asman shel kedushas hamalochim. And this is the difference between the kedusha when the Yidden say kodesh, kodesh, the kedusha that they do lamato, that's a level of chitzonius, and the halos man of kedushas hamalochim, that is in a pnimis. Yesh oid madrege shlishi is balos man, and there is a third level in the bringing up of the mayim nukvim of the sarusa de latato. V'hu halos man de makifin atzmo. And that is bringing up the mayim nukvim of the makifim themselves. The hainu haneshomes kishmoishem lemato bilti mulubosh guf. That is the neshomes as they are above, not dressed in a body. Shezohu haloas man b'chinas makifin atzmo. That is a level of bringing up the mayim nukvim of the makifim itself. When you have the neshama have that level of halo asman before the neshama is in the body. The way the neshama is above, that means that the makif of the neshama is doing the halo. And that's the third and higher level than the pnimis and the chitzonis of the malachim and the neshama, the way it's the matter. Ki ha-neshama because the neshama, the way the neshama is above, ein lo guf v'kli hamagbil klal, has no body, it has no limiting vessel at all. So that's even higher than the malachim, because masha'enkin ha-malachim, even though the malachim don't have a physical body, but sheyesh lahem gufos, they still have bodies. Shehem ruches ve'eish loid. Based on the pasuk, it says mishorsov ruches eish loid. So those means that they do have a body. They have a refined, a body of ruach and eish. So therefore, the level of the neshama, when it's not dressed in a body at all, is considered the halos makifin atzma of the neshama. Shir Habayis Belochein halos man the neshamas shabli gufim. That's why the halos man of the neshamas without the bodies nikra halos man the makifim. That is called halos man makifim legabe halos man the malochim, relative to the halos man the malochim. That is a greater level of halal, the halos man of the neshamas, because there's no guf at all. Versus the body, with the malachim, which do have a guf, not a gashmi is a guf, but the ruches and eshloyet, and therefore that's considered a higher madrega. Ach kvar nizbar lemaylo. We already explained earlier the iker ho isaruso de letato v'halo asman, that the main isaruso de letato and halo asman Zehu min neshamas Yisrael hamulabashim lamata beguf. That comes from the Jewish souls were addressed below in a body. Asher al kain, and therefore, because it is still associated to the body, tzorich loimar, we need to say that the bechinas halo asman shebechinas makiv, that halos man that is in the level of maki shayich gamke lemato mamesh b'neshama lemeshes beguf. It also applies actually below in the part of the soul which is rest up in the body. So we do have a level of halos man of the neshama, even though we're talking about the higher level, but it also has expression in the neshama that is dressed beguf. U'kamoshin izbar b'mokemacha b'dibra maskil. Rei reich b'ni gabei reich boigdov. So shebechinas shuva hu'alos man shebechinas makim chulu. So over there it talks about that the level of teshuva is sort of bring up the man of the makif. So that's talking about with the person and the guf. And he has that level of halos man of makif. So it's not only if a person did a sin, God forbid, that you got to do tshuva, but it's true by every person, because it says tzorich liyos kol yom of b'tshuva. Everybody has to be all of his days b'tshuva, which means we always have to stand the level of tshuva. So we always have that level of makif. V'zeu b'chinas b'chol mo'idecha. This is the level of b'chol mo'idecha. Shu b'chinas b'li gvul shel hakli. That is in an unlimited way of the vessel, which means the vessel is limited. And you say b'li gvul, it's out of the keli behind the b'chinas makif. But that's the level of makif. Elo shezo be'emes b'chinas gilu min haneshama shel l'maylo min haguf. B'chinas makif. But this is, in truth, a revelation of the neshama, which is higher than the guf, which is in the level of makif. The level of teshuva, kol yom of teshuva, which is b'chol moedecha, the level of bli gvul of the keli. So b'chol moedecha, hu b'chinas avodas iker haneshama. Makif. That's the service of the main of the neshama, which is the level of makif. And the intent is shamakif meir bebchinas haneshama shel beguf liyos b'chinas b'chol meidecha, that it should shine in the body to be in the level of b'chol meidecha. So you want the part of the neshama, which is makif, to shine and come down in the neshama of the body, so that it should be b'chol mezacha. Well, derech zeh nizbar b'dibra maskil suas rosh chulu l'gulgeloisom b'parshas b'midbar u'b'dibra maskil ki seitze lahamshich gilui elikus mebchinas mazel, over there to bring down, to draw down the revelation of godliness of the level of mazel. Which is the neshama higher than the guf. And also bebir aposik shishim heima melochis beinyan chasidim harishonim ein shom ubedivra amaschil vayakel Moshe beinyan haneshama yiserish b'zgal b'shabbos chulu, all associated to that special level of the neshama, the level of makif, the level of the essence of the neshama, but that essence of neshama that comes down in a nimis. It comes down to the neshama in the guf. B'hinei b'chol levavcha b'chol nafshecha zeu halos b'chinas halos man de pnimis. So both levavcha and nafshecha, that's halos man ma'imnukim of the pnimis. However, ach pirush b'chol nafshecha, but the meaning of b'chol nafshecha gamkein levusha nefesh also talks about the garments of the soul. Machshava udibur u'maisa. How does he? What are the letters over here? Can you read them out to me?
Mem vav.
Machshava the Rosh Tevis.
Yeah, it's Rosh Tevis.
Mem. Yeah, but read.
I'm
read
repeating
out.
myself. Yes, I'm repeating again. Mem vav. Dalet vav. Mem ayin.
Excellent. Okay, I have the same thing. Because sometimes there's a ches there, sometimes it's spelled a little different.
Okay.
Good. So this also includes levusha nefesh, which is machshove dibur u'maisa. Includes that as well. Asher ha'maisa hu haloas man dechitzoni yishchulu. So the maisa is haloas man of the chitzoni, so that's also included in the chol nafshecha. So, but so l'chol moedecha, that's the level of blikbul. That's the level of the neshama makif of the neshama. The neshama, the chol chol nafshecha, that's the pnimis. Nimtzo. So it turns out that the chol chol nafshecha, chol moedecha, these three of zeu gimel b'chinas halos man hanal. Those are the three above mentioned laws. The Gimel, Bechinas Elu Yesh Loimer, we can say that these three levels, Shezou Ki'inyan Gimel Bechinas, those like similar to the three levels that we talk about, Mozin, Levush, and Bayis. Hamavur b'mokem achad. Yeah, b'mokem achad. Beis mem aleph, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Mozin, Levush, Bayis, Hamavur b'mokem achad. So you have Mozin, food, you have a garment, and then you have a house. So Kimozin, Haynu Erpnimi. Food is the Erpnimi. That's Mozin. You internalize, you take the food inside you. Ulevush, the garment, Zeu Maisa Hamitzis. That's the act of mitzvahs. And these are U'alos Man the Chitzonis. That's the Chitzonis. So Mozein or Pnimi, that's the Alos Man the Pnimi. Is this Alos Man the Chitzonis? Ubayis so B'chol Meidach. Bayis is B'chol Meidach Kulum. Kumesh Kosuv. Soiv Divra Maschil. Hashemayim Kiseh. Nimtzo, so it turns out that Yeshkim Madreges Bahalos Man. So it turns out that there are 3 steps in the elevation of the Mayim Nukvim. Hainu. Chinas Makifim, Upnimim, Vechitzonis. We have the level of Makif, surrounding. We have the level of Pnimim. And we have the level of Chitzonis, external. Behein derech klal gimul oilmes. Generally, it's also divided. These are the 3 worlds of Bria, Yitzira, and Asiya. Ki yoitzer oir uboire choshech. Yoitzer oir, as it says, yoitzer is oir. Creates like boire choshech. Yoitzer is oir, and boire Bria is choshech. She Yitzira Nikra oir pnimi. Yitzira is called an inner light. That's why it's oir. But Ubriya Nikra choshech. Bria is called dark. But it's what means dark is no light. Bechinas makif, meaning that it's makif. She'enoi musak b'yitzira, that it's not grasping yitzira. So Bria to Yitzira is dark. It's not shines. It doesn't shine there. V'kachu seder ha'hishtalshlus. And this is the way the hishtalshlus works. So from the Bria, which is a makif, which is not musaf b'yitzira, the order is Shemahamakif nimshach achar kach ha'orel liyos b'chinas oir pnimi. That from the makif extends later on a shine to be an oir pnimi. Be'etzem ha'oir nishar b'chinas makif, but the light itself remains makif. Be'achar kach, and then later on goes the same thing out. Me'oir pnimi nase makif lamato ba'olam tachtim, in the lower world. Yes, in the world of Asiya, then Yitzira is a makif. Shenechshav ha'oir makif atachtim b'chinas chitzonius legabe ha'oir pnimi shalamayla mimenu. So that the light makif of the lower one is considered chitzonius zo b'chinas Asiya. So in the level of Asiya, which is the lower of the levels, the lower makif, which is the makif of Yitzira, that's considered chitzonius relative to the oir pnimi that is higher than the level of Bria. And so goes the hamshacha. So while it seems Asiya is been lower than all the other elements, and yet Asiya has a root higher, as said before. Because the externality is called, again, the chitzonius means Asiya. Asiya becomes the chitzonius relative to the oir pnimi to the level of Yitzira. And still, Asiya has a root which is above, because the chitzonius has a root higher than the oir pnimi, so it's higher than the level of Yitzira. Al posik Yoviu levush Malchus. Echis Habus, Hasiya Gashmis, who Davkem Bebchinas Soivuklam, that the physical creation is Davkem from the level of Soivuklam. Kumashikosu Bezoyer Vayero Kuftes Vov Asiya Ihu Le'elo. Asiya is higher. So basically, while it in Ishtalshlus it comes down lower, but really it's higher, has a root from the Makifim Chulu. V'chein hu b'parshas Bahar Tav Kuf Ches Omid Beis. V'zehu inyen Gimul ha'adorim shesholach Yaakov mincha le'esav achiv. This is the idea of the three herds that Yaakov sent. Vasim Eider Levada. He sent to them three separate herds of the gift that he sent them to Allah Asman Lo'ilam Hatoyu. That was the elevation of the Mayim Nukvim to the world of Toyu. Shemishom Noflu HaKelim. Oh, from there the Kelim fell down from Toyu. V'nishberu v'nishavim mizeh Esav, and they were broken, and from that came about Esav. Ukmeshukosu b'dibur hamaschil v'yikach min habo b'yodeh. So to go back, so you have these three herds, the three adorim. V'gimul olam ezviyah hein shenishavu mishvidas hakelim. The three worlds of Biyah were created from the Shvidas HaKelim. L'chein halo asman gimul adorim. That's why the elevation. How's the word halo spelled here? Halo as or halo? L'chein. Hey ayin lamed.
Hey.
Hey ayin lamed. Hey, that's
Hey.
it. L'chein hela.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah. L'chein hela man gimul adorim. She'em b'chinas. Shem Gimel B'chinas Hanal, those are the three levels. Makifim Upnimim V'chitzonius. Makif Pnimim V'chitzonius. V'nikra Kol Echod. You have Makif Pnimim V'chitzonius. Why are they herds? Why is it not three separate the animals, but why three herds? But the nikra kol echad eder b'fnei atzmai, but each of these adorim is called a herd by themselves. Why? Shu b'chinas u'madrega mishuna u'muvdal mezulasa, because this is a level and a step which is different and separate from the other one. K'moi hachiluk bein neshamas shebegufim legabe hamalachim. Just like there's a difference between the neshamas that are in the body relative to the angels. And also there's a difference between the level, the step of the malachim, which are in the spiritual bodies. So there's also a different Eider that Yaakov brings. That's what the pasuk says. Eider levade chulu, each Eider by itself. By Itzav Esarishin chulu, he said the first one that was leading. By Itzav Games Hasheni also instructed the second one that was leading. The second herd Games Hashlishi chulu, and also the third. Harei Cholkom divided them. What's the next word?
Legimel.
Legimel.
Legimel Madrega is
Legimel Madrega is mamish. To three actual steps. So generally they're divided in three general steps. Although when you look at it specifically, in each one of these three steps, that there is 10,000 times 10,000 levels and steps that are different one from another, but yet still kulam bebchinas Sug echad. They're all still in the same category. K'moi halo asman. K'moi halo asman d'chitzoni is just like the when we have the halo asman of the chitzonis, nikra derech klal halo asman da'asiya. That in a general way is called halo asman da'asiya, even though there is a lot of different category in the chitzonis in asiya. There's a lot, but still, it's one category. It's the category. It's an eder by itself. V'zehu k'moshel, and that is like the example. Ha'eder aleph. That is like the example, like the one eder. It's just an aleph here, right?
Yes, just aleph.
Yeah. Well, af shebe'eder zeh yesh kamkein kama madreges. And even though that there's also several steps in the asiya itself, in this one eder, there is different steps. Yes, there are those that their main service is charity and acts of kindness. The yesh, and then there's others. Their main avodah is learning Torah, occupying themselves in Torah. And there are those that their main service is prayer, davening. There's some that are fasting, and they're still considered to be all of one category. Just like way of example, within the same Eider, you can have various different changes in the sheep. You have this look and height and goodness is such, and this one is such. So you have differences. And still, hakoil eider echad. That's still one eider. So that's one eider. The balos man de pnimis. When you come to the balos man de pnimis, hu bechinas besug achad. That is a level and another category. Velochein nikra eider b'fnei atzmei. That's why it's called an eider by itself. The hell Yaakov man bekol bechinas ma'elu lahamshich al yedei zeh mad. He brought up the level of Ma'anukim from all these three levels to bring down through the lost man the Mayim Dechurim Lamshoko Mishorsham Umekoiram Boilam Hatoyu from their root and their source in the world of Toy. All right, let's continue for a little bit later, okay? Dalit. Hine al zen nemar. And this it says, ka'eder harchelim she'olu min harochza. Going back to the pasuk, like the herd that he started, bring down the pasuk, ka'eder harchelim she'olu min harochza, like the herd of rechelim that came up from the bathing. What do we have to bathe? Because kihalohas man hanal, the above mentioned bringing up the mayim nukvim tzorich libun urechitza. You need to whiten it and you need to wash it. Uki'inya, similar as you have the expression of libun hilchasa, to take the halacha and to clear to figure it out, to whiten it. It's called libun hilchasa. But it's only loymar, which means to say shekol ha'halachas, that all the laws shehem shishta sidrei Mishnah, which are the 6 orders of the Mishnah, tzrichim libun urechitza. You got to whiten and wash them. V'chein v'maisa mitzvah chulu v'hakoil. And all this is done al yedei Moshe Raya Mehemna. Moshe, the faithful shepherd, he is the one that washes and whitens all the halachas that the elevations should be clean and white. Hainu, and that is, what does it mean, Moshe? Ki b'Moshe kisiv. What is Moshe? Moshe is written ki min hamayim mishisiu. She called him Moshe because she drew him out from the water. The Hainu mibchinas yam ha'chochma elyoina. She drew him out from the ocean of the supreme chochma. B'chol ha'Torah eina elo kad min hayam. All of the Torah is just like picking up one jug that you fill from the ocean. So that's from the Chochmah Elyoina, from the entire Yam. The Torah is a kad. Torah is a kad that's like Chov Daled. We have the Chov Daled Sifrei Kodesh. So that's only a kad min hayam. As the Pasuk says, Vatamale kad ochulu. She filled her jug. The Nikra Bechina zu gamkein be'ever hanor, this level, the level of the Yam, Chochma is called the other side of the river, which is Lamailo me'bechinas hanor. It's higher than the level of Nor because Nor, which is Lamailo me'bechinas Nor. What is Nor? Nor hu meloshin hamshocha. Nor, the river is being drawn. Shenimshach derech hishtalshlus me'ilo li'ilo lefierach. That when it comes in a way of hishtalshlus from one course to the other course, step by step, relative to one, that's called hamshocha. That's called Nor. Even Nor means beyond hamshocha. As the pasuk says, "V'nohor yoytzei me'eden." So the Nor means hamshocha from the Eden. Umishom yiparet chulu. So that's the Nor. But the Ever Nor, who l'mayla me'ishtalshus. Ever Nor is higher than ishtalshus. Umishom nimshach hamshochas mayim duchrin. And from there you get the halachas, the hamshocha, the mad. The hamshochas the mayim duchrin shemalchitz umalbin as haman chulu, which washes away and it whitens the mud. Ba'ayim hashekosuf al posik ve'ele shmois me'inyan libun hilchasa. Shmois me'inyan libun hilchasa. Ubedibur hamaschil oisri la gefen be'inyan kibes bayayin levushay. And further, B'dibur hamaschil loitia chulu, that's loitia in mishpat loitia as misper mechamala. V'ayim hashekosov eid b'pirush min hamayim mishisu b'dibur hamaschil eila masei b'shom nizbaer pirush v'gam dolo lonu, that he also, like the pasuk over there, she filled her jug, and he also doli lonu, that means shemamshich bechinas bitl dichudei lo b'nishamas Yisrael. He extends the level of bitl of yichudei lo that you get from the mayan hachochem, from the nor, to bring it down to the shamas Yisrael. Shehuki bitl, that level of yichudei lo is bitl atipa v'yam chulu. It's like the subjugation of the tip in the yam. B'zo inyan harechitza v'hakibul shel halavushim ha'idei bitl yichudei lo. This is the idea of washing and bathing the garments through the level of bitl of yichudei lo. B'zo shenimshalu ka'eder harchelim davke she'olu min harochza. That's why they've been compared specifically, like the herd of Rechelim that come from the bathing, the neshamas, the levushim hanasim mitoiro mitzvahs, nimshulu letzerem Rechelim. The garments that come about, that are made out of the Torah mitzvahs, that's been equated to wool of the sheep. Kidiksiv, as it says, Levushe kitlag chiber. His garments is like white snow. Ksiv hanoisen shalakatzomer. We need white. You need a rachzo. The rachzo means white, means it's clean. Ksiv, another pasuk says hanoisen shalakatzomer. Begam ksiv. There's also the pasuk says usar reisha kamar nekei, that his hair of his head is like clean wool. Hulu kameshukosu b'makom like written elsewhere. Va'ayin mashakosu me'inyan rechelim. B'dibur hamaschil b'henif. Hakoyin oisom alechem habikurim pashas emer. B'dibur hamaschil tzavez b'nei Yisrael chulu es hakeves echod tasim. Okay, let's leave it over here for today.
Okay.
And
thank you very much.